Dave Wurzel, and you're watching Spotlight PHTV4. Today's Spotlight, we're at the center on Southwest Highway in Palos Park, and with me today is Mark Walker, the development director here, and he's going to give us a preview of the events coming up this winter and holiday season. Last year there were events that had been canceled or changed for some reason, and this season you got a whole boat of new things opening up or new opportunities. So I guess first, Mark, thank you for taking the time to be here with us.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
And why don't we, how about tell us a little bit about yourself, a development director at the center. How long have you been doing this, and what does that mean? What do you do here?
Well, I've been here going on 15 years, so this is my 15th Christmas season. And we're a small nonprofit, and all of us wear a lot of different hats. So I do all kinds of different things. I fundraise, I do the tech stuff, I'm the photographer, I plant pumpkins, I bale hay, whatever really needs to be done. We all put on a different hat and those kind of things. I run the luncheon program.
I was going to say, that was a great analogy for you. Yes, you do wear a lot of different hats, but that's part of what makes this work, right? And how you can do all the great things that you do here, right? Okay, well, thank you, Mark. So let's talk about how are things changing? I know there's still some COVID restrictions in place from where you were, and maybe things, what activities or programs have you been able to do or not do? Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that first.
Sure. What we've done is we're blessed here to have 78 acres, most of it outdoors. So we have moved absolutely everything that we can outside. And of course, in Chicagoland, we can't do that in the winter for everything, but we've got a farm. We have a 60-acre farm. We have a nature and discovery school. So the kids are outside unless there's certain temperature restrictions, which we don't hit usually until January or so. Art classes can be held outside. And so we have been doing that ever since we were able to do that when the COVID restrictions were lifted last year. And we've started gradually to move things indoors safely. We are asking now to have all of our visitors follow the CDC and Illinois state guidelines. So when we're in a mixed group where we don't know everybody's vaccination status, for instance, we ask people to wear a mask indoors. But outdoors, again, I think we've used our space wisely as we can. I think we've been very flexible about that.
Good. So that's good for people to know that they can come to the center, and also good that you mentioned the farm across the way. You're affiliated, you do a lot of shared activities. So there are some guidelines that people need to be aware of. If they're coming to a certain event inside, they should expect to wear a mask at this point, anyway. Outside, a different expectation, right? Okay, then how about let's talk, and you mentioned, art programs. I don't know if people realize the full scope of the things that you offer here. So why don't we talk about what are, first of all, I'm going to guess this is a short list. Has anything been canceled first?
Well, we've been fortunate with that too. The one thing that we did have to cancel this year that we've had for years and years is the children's Christmas Eve service. We've had that across the street at the Anderson Center, where our school is, and due to COVID, kids are excited at Christmas Eve. They're running around, vaccinations, and as they should be. And we just didn't think that that was appropriate this one last year. We hope next year we could have the Christmas Eve children's service, but what we've done is that we've put another service for adults in its place on Christmas Eve. But that's really it for canceling. It's just really that one big event.
Okay. And I could see where that, it's a shame to not be able to do that, but then to think that all the other programs are coming back is wonderful. So why don't we start to talk about that? The holidays are coming up, December and Christmas, they're all right around the corner now. What are some of the activities and programs people can expect to, engage in or find at the center now or at the farm?
Sure. I'll try to do it in chronological order, but I do have to jump around a little bit because we've got all kinds of different programs. On December 4th, that's a Saturday, we're going to have our pilgrimage to the Manger, which is going to be held 90% outdoors. And that is Saturday, December 4th at 5:30. And what the pilgrimage to the Manger is that all the guests come and get dressed up in Judean headgear. Everybody looks like a shepherd. And then we recreate Joseph and Mary's pilgrimage to the Manger on our property. stopping at about 5 or 6 stops. At each stop, there's a scripture reading and some caroling, and you get to enjoy the beautiful scenery and our property at each of those stages along the way, ending at the farm with the birth of the baby Jesus.
Well, that sounds like quite an event. I mean, really, I could see where families would enjoy that. Probably kids would find that very interesting. Okay, so that's a big one coming up pretty quick here, December 4th, you said?
December 4th.
Okay. Outside weather regardless?
Yes, and we always cross our fingers and hope for good weather, but I think the people who visit here are pretty hardy, and they know to dress for the outdoors. And, December 4th, Chicagoland, it's going to be a little chilly, but people expect that, and we have it rain or shine, snow or rain, sleet, anything, regardless of the temperature.
Okay, good. So that's one to look forward real soon here. All right, and then what other activities? It sounds like we're talking about the center first.
The center and the children's farm's all one entity. It's all us. The children's farm and the center is it's all the center.
Okay.
So I don't really make a distinction between those. And just a couple days after the pilgrimage to the Manger on December 6th, there's a Labyrinth Advent Walk. That will be a guided walk, a meditative walk to think about all of the things to be grateful for during the Advent season. We've got lots of different art programs, and what I would suggest to viewers is to look up our newsletter online if you don't get one at home in the subscription. thecenterpalis.org is our website, and everything's on there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have checked the website. The newsletter is good, and you can find a whole slew of programs. And we can talk about some of the art programs because I know you have a wide range a wide range of age level, too. You want to talk about some of the art programs?
Sure. A lot of art programs are starting up in early December. Probably too many for me to give all the dates. I think that just get a little bit cluttered. If people take a look at the newsletter, there are things like you can make, we're very kind of arts and craftsy and earthy. You can take a log, slice it up, and make a Christmas ornament. There's a workshop for that. To paint a gingerbread house. Robin Newman will teach people how to paint a Candyland house in a workshop. There's a workshop about making your own holiday Christmas paper. And those are mostly geared for adults, those three that I just mentioned. But we also have holiday art for little ones. We've got holiday ceramics to make decorative things that are seasonal for teens and things like that. So there are at least 5 or 6 art programs specifically designed for the holiday season.
Good, and that's a good point. Check the website, and check the newsletter, but like you said, there is anywhere from adult to small children. There's a program for everybody in a variety of these art classes. Okay, good. Then how about, let's talk about some of the other activities and programs now.
Sure. Coming up Saturday, December 11th, from, I believe, it's 9 o'clock until noon, we have a Rustic Art Fair. And what does that mean? Well, there are arts and crafts for sale. There are things that our teachers have made that you could buy for the holidays. We have across the street at the farm, we have a program called SAGE. It's Sustainable Agriculture, Green Education. And you can buy products from SAGE, meat, eggs, things like that. SAGE products will be on sale there. And then there are very holiday, Christmas, seasonal kinds of things for sale, like wreaths and swags and holiday potpourri. And that is Saturday, December 11th from 9 o'clock until noon.
Okay. And it sounds like most of that is outside, I'm imagining.
Again, I think what we've really been focusing on is everything we possibly can do outside, we're going to put outside. There'll be a SAGE booth outside, things like that. We do have a lot of indoor space, too. If people know the Great Hall, it's a pretty open space. We're conscious of everybody's safety and comfort levels, so we'll leave the windows and doors open too. And we've got some pretty big indoor spaces too, and we've spread them out as much as we can. When we maybe talk about the luncheon program, I'll tell you how that's got a little different.
Okay. I was going to say that, and it is a beautiful indoor space, the Great Hall downstairs. I know you're using it for some of the Christmas and holiday events coming up, and maybe that's a good transition if you want to visit some of those.
Sure. One thing we've got coming up on Tuesday, December 21st, is a live indoor nativity. And what we can do for luncheons before, we get about 70 people in. We've cut that back down to the maximum of about 30, so people could spread out and be comfortable. And on Tuesday, December 21st, from noon until 2, the live indoor nativity will happen. The big tree will be up. We'll limit it to about 30 people rather than the 70 that could fit in there under normal times, and have goats and cows and things inside. And they say never follow children and animals. Yeah. You've got live animals in there. Anything can happen. Yeah. It's kind of it's always a very interesting event. And that's a luncheon coming up on the 21st of December, Tuesday noon to 2.
So they can find that information online. I'm going to guess because of the numbers you're talking about that that's something people need to register for, right?
Yes. Everything that we're talking about, the art programs, the luncheon programs, and what we're asking people to in our ministry programs, in the chapel programs, is to please register online for all of that, and all of it's available online now. The luncheon programs have links that all over the website that you can go to and register online. If you're not really comfortable using a computer, you can call and we'll register you in the office.
Okay, good. So people have different ways they can register, whether calling or online. They have those options. So you mentioned a couple events, a couple big events, it sounds like. A lot of fun, too. Very interesting, especially live animals in the Great Hall. How about any other activities we want to highlight or mention?
I would like to just jump over to the farm again. A week after the Rustic Art Market on the Saturday, December 18th, is a family farm event. And that's from 10 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. You can take a picture with your family with Santa. You can visit the animals. We'll have some free refreshments. We'll have hayrack rides too, weather permitting. We can't do that if it's sleeting and snowing like that. But there always is something to do, and kids love to visit Santa and the animals.
Let's say in the refreshments, probably hot chocolate is going to be out there.
It'll be some hot beverages.
Good. Okay, any other activities or programs? I want to say, I think it was canceled last year. Christmas tea is back, maybe?
Christmas teas are back, yes, and those kind of follow the model of the luncheons. Registration is necessary. The one thing I didn't really kind of want to mention those a lot is that we've already got to the point where there's a waiting list for the Christmas teas. You can call in, and please do if anybody would like to call in to get on a waiting list, but they're all technically right now sold out, and that is a kind of a function of us spreading out and making sure that we're not overcrowded.
So maybe that's a good reminder then for any of the events, whether it's one of the art classes or programs or some of the other ones you just mentioned, nativity and things, anything that might involve registration, get online, check, and if this is something you want to do, jump in there.
Yeah, please do. Again, everything will be indicated if it's sold out. It'll be indicated if there is a waiting list. And if you have any questions at all, if you call the office, we'll be glad to help. And we'd love to have everybody come, and we try not to disappoint anybody, but we do want everybody to feel safe and comfortable.
No, thank you. Any other programs you want to mention?
I do. I think that the Yule log service, which is on Wednesday, December 22nd, is outdoors. There is one of these things that's an all ages event, and Yule log is really fun. It's almost always, well, it has been always until we had to cancel it last year. It's on for this year, but it is an example of one of these things that we traditionally do indoors, and we've taken it outdoors. Instead of being in the Great Hall, the Yule log service on the 22nd will be across the street in the riding arena. Big open space. Again, it's going to be cold, but we do things like we tell a story of the Yule log. Megan Wells will come and read the night before Christmas. We'll do scripture readings. There'll be music, sing-along carols, hot beverages, and things like that, all outside, starting at 6:30 on Wednesday, December 22nd.
Let's say and I like that. Thankfully, that one's back because that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's really fun. And some families, we have now 4 generations, sometimes 4 generations at the same time coming, and they've come for years. We've done that for about 70 years. We're coming up on our 90th anniversary next year. 2022 will have been here in Palos Park for 90 years. Not me personally.
No, no way. No, that's great, though. Pre-congratulations, and hopefully we can help you celebrate that or, acknowledge it later on. That's wonderful. So that sounds like a wonderful event. Any other events you want to highlight?
Well, really, our ministry we started as a non-denominational church. We're a church, and so I do want to mention the chapel services. And again, because we want people to feel safe and comfortable, we're asking everybody to register online. It's very easy. It's a very easy form to fill out. We've got Advent chapel services in the Wayside Chapel every Sunday and Christmas Eve, all throughout December. There are a couple of special ones within those parameters. On Sunday, December 12th, we have a choir. Our choir is not a real good activity to do during COVID. We even have to practice with masks on. So what we're going to do is we're going to film the cantata, the Christmas singing celebration, and we are going to show it on December 12th at 12:30 and 4:30 in the chapel, so everybody feels, again, safe and comfortable. And that will take the place of the usual live singing in the Vespers service at the Wayside Chapel.
That's a great adaptation. You can still do the event, people can still enjoy it and celebrate it, but in a way that everybody can feel safer maybe than they might otherwise, right?
And I think that has been a through line for us. I think that we've tried to be adaptable and to make everything that we can that we would normally do. It's either go outside or film it or do those kinds of things. And as we mentioned at the beginning, that we can't really have the Christmas Eve service for children, but we will have 2 services for adults. On Christmas Eve, 2:30, and we'll have a 4:30 service, and we hope everybody comes. But we are asking everybody to please register online so we know how many people are coming. And we don't want to disappoint anybody or turn anybody away.
And having a second service allows another opportunity, right? Okay, good. It sounds like a very busy season. I guess it's part of the celebrating the holidays. Or did we miss anything? Anything else you want to mention?
Well, I did sort of want to underline, we feel bad about canceling the Christmas Eve service for children. We are going to tape it, and we will have it available online, sort of like we're taping the cantata, and people can watch it projected in the chapel.
Okay, good. Another way. So it's still out there, maybe just not the way they did a couple years ago. Okay, good. Mark, thank you very much. Last chance, are there any other programs you want to give us a heads up on? I know we covered a lot of ground here.
I just peeked down, and I think actually that we've covered everything, yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot. But everybody come out. We'd love to see you.
All right, good. And I do, on your website and that newsletter, there are a ton of programs offered. So definitely we encourage you to check out their website. Great source of information. And, Mark, thank you again for taking the time to sit with us.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dave.
And, for all of you out there, if you get a chance, the center, the farm across the street, there are a lot of great activities going on this holiday season. So I'm Dave Wurzel. You've been watching Spotlight. We've been with Mark Walker at the center, doing a little bit of a preview of the activities and events for the holiday and Christmas season this year. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas.